Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video, I'm going to show you how to check the fluid levels under the hood of your Jeep Wrangler. This one happens to be a 2017. So if you'd like to check the coolant level or the antifreeze level on your Jeep, the radiator reservoir is right here. It's in the front of the Jeep on the driver's side. And let me get a light so you can see down there. The bottle is kind of see-through. And there's two marks on it. One mark is way down below, and it's kind of on the jug next to the motor mount down there. And it says minimum. And then right around where my fluid line is, it says maximum. So you want to make sure it's, up to the maximum mark, which mine is. And if you had to top it off, if your radiator fluid was low, you can just open the top of the radiator reservoir, pour the recommended radiator antifreeze in here, and bring it up to its proper level, which this one is. So if you wanted to, you always want to do this when the radiator's cool and the engine's cold. If you wanted to check the level inside the radiator itself to make sure it's not way down, never open this up when the motor's hot because you get burnt from antifreeze and there's pressure in here. So I always like to take a rag and slowly turn the cap of the radiator. You gotta press down on it and turn. And we can see that the radiator fluid is right up there. It's not way down inside the radiator. So once in a while, check that when the engine's cold. Double check it. It's nice and tight. So to check the power steering fluid level, it should be over here in the front on the passenger side, and it's kind of translucent so you can see through it. There's a notch, a little marker right there, and that is, it's hard to see in there, the max mark right there. So if you wiggle it, you can kind of see the fluid level in there, and this is at the right mark. So if you had to refill it, you would take the cap off like this, and you can add power steering fluid to it and bring it up to the recommended level. So to check the brake fluid level, on the brake fluid reservoir, there's a minimum arrow right here on the side. You can kind of see it, and then there's a maximum arrow right here. So you can see it if you wiggle it around. You can see the fluid line right here. So we're at the maximum level. We're right up there. We don't need to top it off. But if I had to, you can undo the cap right here, top it off with the recommended brake fluid until it's right up to the line right there. Make sure it's secure, and then you should be good to go with that one. Now, if you wanted to check and refill your washer fluid, that'd be at the front of your Jeep on the driver's side. And this you can pretty much fill all the way up. I usually leave about, a half an inch to the top, so there's a little bit of air in there. And I got about a half a jug full in this one, so I don't need to top it off. I'll do it later on. But if you need to check the level of your washer fluid, that's where it's located. It's on the driver's side, right in front of the Jeep. And there's no separate one for the rear. This is the front and the rear. Pulls from the same reservoir. You guys ask that once in a while, so that's what you do. I'm going to show you how to check the engine oil level. Okay, so all you need to do is reach over, pull the dipstick out. And you're going to want to get a rag. Make sure you wipe it off, wipe all the oil off, and put it back into the dipstick tube. Push it all the way down until it's seated, and then pull it back out. And then check your oil level. So on this one, we're right on the money, right in the cross hatch section. If there's no oil on the dipstick, you're probably going to want to top it off. I'll show you where to do that. But if you're good like I am, you can put the dipstick back in the tube. So to add engine oil, it's on the driver's side, right next to the cover right here for the intake. So it's right here. You would just unscrew it, put a funnel in there, top it off slowly, go check your dipstick and see if it's in the range that you need to be in, and just top off accordingly. When you're done, obviously put your oil cap back on, and you should be good. Okay, to check the transmission fluid level in your Jeep, it's a little bit of a procedure, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So the procedure I'm going to show you is what's recommended, and it's the procedure that's also in the owner's manual. If you have your owner's manual, you can look it up, and it'll tell you exactly how I'm going to show you. So what you need to do is you got to remove the engine cover, and it's held in place by a couple of these little screws, and there's a couple clips in the back. So the dipstick for the transmission is on the passenger side near the firewall. There's a little tab right here you've got to lift up and pull the dipstick out. So what you're going to do is you're going to start the Jeep up and let it run for at least a minute. Once the Jeep has been running for a minute, you're going to go through each and every gear on the console, and then put the Jeep back in park. Make sure you fully have the parking brake on with your foot when you're doing this. So now that the Jeep is running, it's been running for a couple of minutes, it's on level ground, we started it up, we went through all the different gears on the gear shifter, so the Jeep is in park. Now you can go outside and check the transmission fluid level. So you can flip the tab up, pull the dipstick out. So right here on the dipstick, there's a couple of notches, and one says right here cold, so if you're checking it when it's cold, it's down there, and then hot is right here. So if your engine's really hot, that's where the hot mark would be. Okay, so we're gonna wipe the dipstick off, and we're gonna put it back in the transmission dipstick tube, and we're gonna check the fluid level. So our transmission fluid level is right about here. The truck is a little warm. We took it out a little while ago, so that's at its proper level. So when you're done, that's all you need to do is take your dipstick, put it back in the tube. And then if you had to add fluid to it, we could do it right through here. You would need a transmission funnel, fluid funnel. Then you can put the funnel right in there, then top it off a little at a time with transmission fluid. You know, put a little in, check it, put a little in, and make sure it's in the cold range if it's cold, and if it's in hot, then make sure it's in the hot range with the fluid level. So our dipstick is back in. It's seated all the way down. This little latch right here is on the clip, so it's not going to go anywhere. Now we need to put our cover back on top of the motor. So on the back side of this cover, there's a notch here and a notch here. There's two like hooks almost at the end of at the firewall at the end of this. So you gotta make sure there's two hooks go right into here and kind of latch onto it. Then there's a little nub right here, and the cover leads down to that nub too and kind of catches it. All right, so you're gonna take your cover and you're gonna line up those two little hooks. And press down on it and give it a little tug. It's in there nice and secure. I found that if I stand on the driver's side and kind of flip the cover up this way, you can really kind of see the hooks a lot better. Hook it in, and you can feel them go in, and you can press down. For me, this is the easier way to do it. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment, and I will reply back to you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Take it easy, guys.